Howdy rowdy everyone, Lightning here with another video for Season 9 of The Walking Dead. Alright, this is gonna be my predictions for tonight's episode of The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 10, titled Omega. Alright, so the title Omega, I know what an Omega is. An Omega is a name from the Greek alphabet, but it's the last one. Considered to be the weakest, I guess. Or I think that's what it means, though. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be referenced in this episode, but from early reviews of this episode, it said that's sort of like a Whisperer origin story. And from the pictures they release, it shows the pictures of Alpha, the leader of the Whisperers. And it shows her what she was like before she became Alpha. Because you see, she has hair. That's Samantha Morton. She has hair, just kind of like a normal person. We also learned that Alpha was married to a guy named Frank. And that's their daughter, Lydia. Little Lydia. So that's kind of what this episode is going to revolve around of. In my opinion, I think how this is going to be showed on screen, and this is going to be based on Lydia's memory, because what we're seeing of Alpha right now before she became Alpha is 23 days into the zombie apocalypse. And this place that Alpha, Lydia, and Frank are at right now with a couple of people is in like a small little basement area in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, how did they get there? I do not know. But that's what it's going to revolve around of it. Like I said, I think it's probably going to revolve around Lydia's memory. Like, the story of this is going to be told through Lydia's eyes. Like, she's going to be talking with Henry about her past, what her parents are like, and Henry's going to talk about what his parents are like Carol, Ezekiel. Like, they're going to have kind of deep conversations. Now, and I think in early reviews of this episode, they said that it gets into really deep and touchy subjects like domestic violence, domestic abuse. Now, that has me wondering, Lydia was the one who was abused, but that Lydia is the one who's being abused, but was it done by her dad, Frank, or was it done by her mom, Alpha? Is Alpha still abusing Lydia? Like, these questions are going to get answered in this episode from Lydia. And from the promo of 910 Omega, there was one part where Daryl was trying to give Lydia some water. She like slapped the thing out of his hands and like tried to hit him. Or something, and I don't know why she did that. That's just very interesting. But what I think is going to happen in this episode is we're going to learn more about Lydia's backstory and learn about her mom and her dad. Her mom Alpha and her dad Frank. That's something that was never touched on in the comics. Like, there was only Alpha and Lydia, mother-daughter. The father was just unknown. So it's kind of cool that we're going to know who Lydia's dad was. And I think in one of the sneak peeks for this episode, it showed Lydia remembering some events, like opening minutes. It shows her remembering what happened to her dad, Frank, and it shows him like dying with a hole in his neck, like someone stabbed him. So that's very interesting. Was it Alpha who did it? In my opinion, I think it is Alpha who killed Frank. That sort of set her down this psychopath nature that she is now. And in my opinion, I think Alpha is toying with Lydia's mind. She sort of brainwashed. I think she might have brainwashed Lydia into saying, like, your dad was weak and he just didn't make it. And didn't say, like, oh, I was the one who killed him. He just didn't make it. He was killed by walkers. Or something. I don't know. Like, Like, that's really messed up if you think about it. Again, these are just predictions. They're not spoilers or anything. I have seen none of it. So don't come at me like that, because I've not seen any spoilers for this episode other than what's been given to us with the trailer, the sneak peeks, and whatever. And yeah, one thing I'm really excited for is to see the relationship between Henry and Lydia play out. It seems like it's going to be just like how Carl and Lydia were in the comics. I mean, I don't know if Henry and Lydia are gonna have the sex scene, but you never know what this show will do. So there's that. I do think they will have a little romance spark, Henry and Lydia. But we're going to be learning a lot more about Lydia, how she is right now, and like I said, about her mom, who she referenced in the last episode. So it's like Whisper origin and still Lydia interrogation. Like we're gonna learn so much about Lydia herself. Probably not about the Whispers in general. Like, we'll learn more about the Whispers when we actually see their camp. But this is gonna mostly revolve around Lydia and her mom Alpha. And now I think that at the end of this episode, Alpha is going to approach Hilltop with her Whisperers, and when she gets to the front of the gates, she's going to yell out and say, "I am Alpha." Or be like, "Yeah, I am Alpha, and I'm here for my daughter." I think that would be such a good way to end the episode. So that's sort of my predictions on what's going to happen in this episode. I don't really know what else to say other than that this is going to be like a Hilltop only episode. There's going to be no Alexandria or Kingdom. Just my predictions, like I said, no Alexandria or Kingdom. And we're going to learn more about Lydia and her past with her parents, with her mom right now, because her mom is still around. And what I think is probably the scariest thing is when I think one of the sneak peeks, Henry and Lydia were talking about their moms. Henry was like, "My mom, Carol, you don't mess with her." And then Lydia fires back like, "My mom, you don't mess with her." And then I think Daryl talks to her at some point. He's like, "Where is she?" And Lydia says, "Be glad you don't know." Yeah, so be glad you don't know where Lydia's mom Alpha is, because she'll probably kill you, slice your skull off. So yeah, you better be glad you don't know where Alpha is. She will mess you up. Alright, but I think that's pretty much going to be it for this video of The Walking Dead, and my predictions on what I think is going to happen in Season 9, Episode 10, Omega. Alright, I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. So, anyway guys, this is LT75 or LT75 signing off. I will see you for the next Walking Dead video, which is going to be my review of Season 9, Episode 10, Omega. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.